The Gestalt theory. What is a Gestalt? The dictionary defines it as an organized whole that is perceived as more than the sum of its parts. The Gestalt theory was founded in the early 1920s by Max Wertheimer, Kurt Koffka, and Wolfgang Kohler. These scientists believe that hidden processes in the brain were responsible for various perceptions of images, which is why this theory is also called the theory of visual perception. There are 5 main principles of the Gestalt theory. Number 1 is similarity. This is where our brains automatically group together objects that are similar. In the first image, we tend to see alternating rows of white and black dots rather than columns of one white dot, one black dot, and so on. Number 2 is continuation. This is when our eyes perceive the main object, follow the path through it, and then see the other object. In this image, we perceive first the letter H, then follow the line through it to the leaf. Number 3 is closure. This is where our brains complete the object that is not drawn all the way, like the panda. There's enough of the panda drawn for our brains to finish the image. Number 4 is proximity. This point has 2 aspects, separate shapes and one group or a unified whole. In the first picture, the brain sees the first set of squares as all separate shapes because they are randomly placed. But once they are organized, they are perceived as one group or a unified whole, not as 9 individual squares. It's the same with the image of the tree. We do not tend to see 15 separate people. Instead, we see them as a unified whole to create the image of the tree. Last is figure and ground. These images are perceived one way at first, then can be seen another way due to the contrasting black and white background. Once we see the image one way, it can be difficult to see it a second way after the brain's initial analyzation. Optical illusions. As stated before, scientists in the early 1920s believed that these various perceptions of images were due to hidden processes in the brain. But today we know that these hidden processes actually occur within the occipital lobe of the cortex in the brain, and we tend to call them optical illusions. Within the occipital lobe, the information is processed, sent to the prefrontal cortex, which is the portion of the brain responsible for making decisions and how we respond to a given stimulus. While a majority of the information is sent forward to the prefrontal cortex, some is sent back to the occipital lobe and reprocessed. Now look at the images. What is your initial perception of the first image? Does the elephant have 4 or 5 legs? Is the second image a young lady looking away or an old woman looking down? The Rubin goblet is a classic example of a gestalt or an optical illusion. At first glance, you may see a goblet, or you may see 2 faces. We can change our perception to make the image what we want to see, but we have an initial perception, and that's the one we will primarily see.